Kathy Kelly looks great. Mic check. What's good, guys? Hope everyone's well. Let's skip the niceties. Monday Night Raw review. The road to WrestleMania. Currently, we got Braun Breaker backstage talking to Kathy Kelly, waffling a little bit. Hope everyone's well. I hope anyone who comes in later is good. The stream's there because why not? That's the reason. And it's regular time, and there's no, I don't have to stay up at 1 a.m. to watch this and then wake up and then finish after that and then record anything. Might as well do it now, innit? So, I hope everyone's good. Them way there. Big up, man. Big up, Matthew. Big up, Corey. Big up, Morris. Hope you're all good, man. Yeah, thought I'll catch the last match. I think it's the last match of the show while we're live. Listen, it's not there's not really a requirement to start this live stream later than it needs to. There's no listen. I've watched most of the show already. Well, I've watched every bit of the show so far. There's one match left, which I thought is going to probably take us to about 10:15. So I thought we'd just do the watch along for the last match and then get the hell out of here. There's not much going on. Oh yeah, tag team match first and then the American made match. But yeah, man. We'll hear while the show's on, and when there's down parts within the show, then I'll review the matches. I've got everything written down. I've taken my notes. Currently got Chad Gable on the screen. Chad Gable's got flu, man. He ain't been able to fight tonight. Big up Scooby, hope you well, bro. I know that everyone who's watching is not in the UK, but life in it, because sometimes I gotta wait and do the opposite way around and that. So if you're lucky enough to be in this side of the ocean, then you're watching this at a timely manner, which is great because it can finish and I can just pull it away and never remember this Raw again because it's been cheeks. Funny enough, it's not even been the worst one I've seen, but it's been bearable. This Chad Gable might have been the best thing of the show, man. Burst Mania build-up is absolute trash another week. Brother, we're gonna get into it, man. When we get to the end of it, I've got the notes, so it won't take too long to go through it. But yeah, we did a video last week on the same thing, and just like Raw, expect Savage to be repetitive from now until WrestleMania because it's not my fault. I'm not purposely coming out and being repetitive. They're giving me nothing to speak about. It's the same thing over and over and over again. They throw in a little bit of spice every now and again, a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of intrigue, but the pattern of play it's madness. Like I can see it all a mile off. When I mean a mile off, anyone goes back and watch that last video I did, the last live stream, and you guys were there as well. Just go through that stream and see if I wasn't right about everything because I know what happens, man. Yeah, I mean, we've had the same weeks of everything, the same John Cena promo. Cody's been cutting the same promo since he returned to the WWE. CM Punk's been cutting the same promo since he returned. He's great at speaking, but he's been cutting the same promo. They're making Roman look weaker. They're making Gunther look like a bitch. They're not letting, brother. It's absolutely pants. The titles, no title seems to be prestigious on this show. None of them. None of Cody's. That's about it. Every other title feels like it can change hand, and it won't matter. It won't make a difference. Nobody will care. I purposely this morning when I was in the gymnasium with my friend, I said because he's a casual wrestling watcher. He used to be a weekly wrestling watcher back in the day, and he doesn't watch it as much anymore, so he catches the clips. But I just said to him, quick question, and I went through all the titles, and I said, can you tell me who's the champion of this? And he just was muddling them up. He was calling Lyra the US champion and Chelsea Green the Intercontinental champion. He didn't know who had the tag team champs, but hey man, Penta's out. Penta's always great. I think Penta versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title is the main event of this show. And last week, the main event it finished with Braun Breaker and Penta staring each other down. So that's what it's come to now. Intercontinental title is the final thing on the show. And I'll be honest, man, Penta's not going to win this match. The chances are that Dominic and Carlito's going to come out in this match somewhere. Maybe Finn, but I think Carlito and Dom comes out in this match, offers him a place in the Judgment Day again, and he's going to say no. They're going to pull him off the apron, he's going to hit his head, and then Braun Breaker's going to get the victory. Something weird. Yeah, I saw the Rey Fenix package on SmackDown, the video package. I'm a massive fan of Rey Fenix, but I'll be honest, I don't want him nowhere near his brother. If they're not going to be tag teams, then yeah, if they're not going to, if they ain't going to be tag team champions or go down that route, then just keep his brother away from him, because then we're going to have Rey and Dragon Lee and LWO and Penta and Rey Fenix all on the same roster. Come on, man, make it make sense. And I'm somebody who's a fan of luchas, especially growing up. You know what I mean? I love La Parka and Rey Mysterio and all these guys, but they were specialties in it on the roster. You didn't have. That's why Lucha House Party didn't work in WWE, because it was cool, but you just put Gran Metalik and all these men together, bro. It doesn't work, man. Because remember, they don't cut promos most of the time either. So it's like, it's just wrestling. Here comes Braun Breaker, and I'm sure he's going to bark to the crowd, and they're going to bark back, and then everyone's going to realise he's supposed to be a heel, and he shouldn't be getting them all to bark, but he will anyway. But he looks great. He's a menacing looking dude. He looks like a cartoon character, to be honest. I'm not allowed to bark when he comes out, because Pablo's next to me, so that always goes the wrong way when Braun Breaker comes out. Oh, look, he's actually not barking. Oh, maybe he's watched the videos, lads. We've been seeing, guys, Demon Team, we've been seeing, man. They've watched the videos. Oh, probably he's going to bark at him. Please don't. This guy should be... He's got the right type. He's in the mid-card. He's the right spot, but he should be skyrocketing to the moon, man. That should be the future of the company. One of them. But, yeah, it's all madness, man. Hey, at least Triple H is cooking, ain't it, guys? No, you people that when Vince left, oh, Triple H is cooking, this is going to be great, bro. Triple H's creative is no better than Vince's, bro. It's no better than Vince's. We'll get a great pay-per-view here or there, but Raw's got worse since it's been on Netflix somehow. SmackDown, of the heights of SmackDown the previous year, when the Bloodline were just getting the ratings up and that, compared to now, it's madness. It's madness. SmackDown's terrible now. Here we go. Scooby, I hear you, bro. And we're gonna get into it because I got a few things to say. There's some things I'll keep for pre-recorded videos, but we'll talk about it because there seems to be an issue with Triple H building heels. And it's starting to feel like some ego thing. It's starting to feel like he doesn't want to build them. I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't tell you what the reason is. I don't know if... He can't feel threatened by his legacy because he was such a great heel. He's about to go in the Hall of Fame. But for somebody who was one of the greatest heels in the company's history, it's very weird that he can't build a heel. Even if he fails at everything else, surely he can build a great heel. He's had the Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the Blue Blood. He's had what was his name? Oh my God, the speed from Braun. He had Terrorizing in WCW. He had the Cerebral Assassin, the game. Come on, man. He's been part of Evolution, DX. He's been the heel. He's been the most synonymous heel with the company while I've been alive anyway. From the 90s onwards, Triple H is the most synonymous heel apart from Vince in the company. And for him not to be able to build them is strange. It's very weird. Nah, hear it, Morris, bro. It's brother. It stinks, man. Now the only caveat we're gonna give him is I'm sure he doesn't mean to be bad at what he's doing, innit? He definitely cares. But I think, oh, knee from Braun. I think Triple H cares about the people, the wrestlers, and I think Vince McMahon cared about the company. And make of that whatever you will, because you would argue he's gonna do the. Oh my God, he flies! What a move! On the table, Braun and Penta both down. This could be a WrestleMania match. This and it's on Raw randomly. Oh, I was right, wasn't I? Here we go. Dom and Carlito. I said the exact thing, bro. You can't. When things are predictable, they are very predictable, bro. It's gonna backfire. It's gonna backfire on him. They're either gonna try and help him and mess the match up, and then Penta's gonna attack them both at the end and beat them up, or they're just gonna turn them down mid match, and then yeah, we know what happens after that. It sucks, bro. But let's see what they do, man. At least there's some listen, I don't rate this, but at least there's some intrigue, bro. Yeah, no, Morris, you're right, man. Man, finally in ring gear, bro. The reason why he's in ring gear is because Penta's gonna beat him up after the match, or he's gonna get speared out of his soul in it. So that's why they put him in ring gear. But I'm with you there, brother. So strange. Decent match so far, though. It's flowing nicely. I think the problem with Penta and Braun is these are two people you don't want losing matches currently. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and even though Braun's already gone through that process of losing a few matches, you don't want them losing. Penta's lost as well already, actually. So, Triple H, top 3 best heels of all time, top 5 best workers in history, but people need to call out his bookings for men and women, especially the women. I 100% agree with you, bro. Because you remember that? Do you remember not the excuse, but and I didn't know this myself, but it seemed to be a thing, so I believe it. Where previously people used to say, "Oh, Vince doesn't care about tag teams, like he doesn't really like them," and that's fine if he doesn't like them. It's his company, but if he didn't like them and Triple H doesn't, and Triple H is fine with them, how the hell is Vince's booking of the tag team division better than this? Because this is terrible. The War Raiders are the champions. Does anyone even remember that War Raiders are the champions? And we know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. There's going to be some fatal 4-way tag team, triple threat TLC, table, cage, Hell in a Cell, Falls Count Anywhere, tag team, all brawl for all, gauntlet match. You already know how it goes, bruv. And then the rest of the people will just get crammed in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal rubbish blood. Nah, Dom's a piece of shit for that, bro. No, I don't think she's the first special guest referee. I'm picturing. Why am I picturing like Trish Stratus or somebody dressed like that? I don't, Morris, you could be right, but I'm picturing like Diva times one of the ladies dressed like that, like a Tori Wilson or a Trish Stratus or something. But I don't know. Yeah, that's what I said straight away. That's what I thought of straight away. Stacey Kleber's been a ref. I remember leather shorts, boots. I'll say it made me sound like a perv and that, but I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying. Savage, how many times did Bianca and Jade defend the tag team titles? 3 times, I think. 3 or 4 times. Yeah, remember they lost it, didn't they? They lost it and then they won it back. Well, Naomi and Bianca got it back after that, but what we're finding is that was a great punch from Braun. Oh, good super kick from Penta. There's a few times where tag teams have been flowing or stories have been flowing and then Triple H has just ended it. Like, for example, we didn't need the Bloodline to interfere in Jay's match to lose that Intercontinental title to get him in the War Games match. They could have just interfered in his in his #1 contenders match for the title in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Because if they interfered in that #1 contenders match for him to get the title, or just interfere in the match when he's first going for the title, that way he doesn't win it, he's still angry with them, he veers off the road and goes to fight in the War Games, and then he goes back to the Intercontinental Champion. And then I believe that, and I love Jay, but I believe that then we would be having Jay in a WrestleMania match for the Intercontinental title. Because is he good enough to be WWE champion? Yes. Do I fear for what his career is going to be like once he wins it? Yeah, I do fear for it, bro. Because it's going to be worse than Kofi and Daniel Bryan. Now, Kofi's, oh my God. Now, Kofi's ended in 8 seconds and all that business, yes. But this Jay thing is not going to get to the heights of Kofi Mania anyway. And I believe, which it's not so much my words alone, but it's what I've been brought up on, so I just take in what I can with wrestling. They've always made the Intercontinental title seem like it's the stepping stone to the world title, innit? And from a business standpoint, it's like, let's see what you can do with this title. Let's see if you can make this prestigious and if you can take it to the heights. Because if you can, oh my God, gut check. Then if you can take this Intercontinental title to the heights, then you definitely can do the same thing with the WWE Championship, and we'll move on. So, for example, it was the right thing to do making Gunther the WWE Champion because he was such a great Intercontinental Champion. He was fearless. He was unbeaten in a year or whatever, and all that stuff. Longest reigning Intercontinental Champion now. But Jay, he had it for a week. He didn't even get to defend it properly. I mean, his first defense was against Braun, and he lost it straight away. Oh, nice step up into Guru from Penta. So, and I feel the same about which we'll get into as well, because obviously we didn't do a video after SmackDown. But I feel the same with Tiffany now. We'll get into that, but I think you guys know I was right about that too, blood. And I know I keep saying I'm right. I'm not trying to give myself props. It's just that I want to, now people will understand when I'm explaining something. It's not about complaining. It's just from watching. It's a great, oh my God. I don't know more than you guys. I'm not like more in the know than you. We're all fans, innit? I'm just a fan with a YouTube channel. So all of my information comes from watching. You watch things enough and you start picking up on patterns and how things should be or how they shouldn't be. You study a bit yourself and you try and figure out a few things. If you can get yourself in a ring and, feel out the ropes and do that a couple of times, that's cool too. Oh my God, Mexican Destroyer. But for me, I saw the patterns, and I said to you guys on the last stream, when we went through all the things, I said, listen, forget whether you like Charlotte or not. Forget if you like Tiffany or not. Tiffany has the fact that she can do a few good flips. She looks good and she can say, it's Tiffany time! But when they sat her down, luckily they didn't do it in the ring, but when they sat her down, that satellite split screen thing next to Charlotte, she got absolutely terrored, bro. Think about this, guys. You could easily have pre-recorded that video package. In fact, I don't even know if it was, because you can put live in the corner, it doesn't mean it's live. But which means they could have done it so she could get the better of Charlotte a little bit as well. But she got terrored. She got terrored from the first word she said. She tried to speak. Charlotte coughed, said, listen, the Queen's speaking, shut your mouth. And she got terrored after that. And she didn't say anything after that. Oh my God. Frankensteiner. She said a few little, oh yeah, Charlotte, you're the person who puts cold water on anything that's hot. Okay, dead. It just sounded like Paul Heyman gave you that to say. I told you already, man. She's born to be a heel, but Tiffany is not. Don't make people babyface just because people like them a little bit. Like, people like Braun Breaker as well. They did the same thing, but. Well, here we go. Here we go. Braun's barking. There we go. There's the Dom. There's Carlito. There's the Oh! Braun's thrown Carlito in the ring, and I just told Morris this is why Carlito's dressed like that. He's just got the soul, brother, got the soul speared out of him. Chop block from Dom. And this is what I'm saying. Penta's gonna be pissed now. Because now Braun wins the match by DQ. Hear it, Corey. And I agree with you about Liv as well. She might be Liv might be one of the best on the card, but we'll get to the steel chair to the back. Here comes Finn. Damn it. You gonna hit Dom with it, or is you gonna hit Penta? He's got a steel chair in hand. What the fuck is... Oh my god. Yeah, Braun's getting broken with the steel chair. Is Penta gonna join or what? Handed Penta the chair. Yeah, plastic ass chair, blood. That chair came from Smith's boy. He's gonna hit you with it, Dom. He's gonna hit you with the chair, bro. Dom, Penta's not turning heel, bro. Super kick, chair on Dom's face. Of course. Of course, man. And there we go. Finn attacks. And then Braun Breaker's going to get up and spear Finn in a minute. I really don't want to be right about these things because it's so predictable, but... Oh, no, he got him with the steel chair. Alright, thought he was going to spear him. Balor's pissed, bro. Coup de grace. Well, WrestleMania should be interesting for this belt now. The chance of The Rock showing up next week are very hybrid. We both know when they're in trouble, The Rock returns, but... Yeah, the theme song's absolutely dead. There ain't... Listen, no disrespect to the Judgment Day, because to be fair to them, they're the ones who have seemed to have been trying over the last 2 years. But there ain't no way 2 Monday Night Raws in a row we've had Penta and Braun finishing, and then Penta and Braun and these lot finishing. Brother, if this match was in the US and I had to stay up to watch this, I'd be absolutely pissed. I'd be pissed! Pissed, I told you! Anyway, big up to everyone in the chat, man. Trash show. Exactly, Corey. Anyway, let's get to the review of this, and I got a few things to say. Few words just on the back of SmackDown. There was no point going over the whole of SmackDown because it was shit as well. I was very disappointed with the CM Punk and Roman and Seth thing. I think it was where was it? In Bologna, wasn't it? It was rubbish, bro. It was rubbish. The crowd was loud. That was great. They're in a confused state, the crowd, and it's not entirely their fault at this point. John Cena even alluded to it, which is crazy, but it's easy to tell what a bad job people are doing when you don't have people in the crowd cheering and booing particular people anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, I grew up and my favourites are my favourites, and I still liked the other wrestler just as a wrestler, but I knew where my bread was buttered. And what I mean by that is, and hear me out, and then you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but we've got people in the crowd, and they've got a John Cena shirt on. Now let's say they've got a Seth Rollins shirt on, with a John Cena hat, with CM Punk beads on their hands, yeah, and then a Roman Reigns glove on the other hand, and Roman comes out and everyone acknowledges the OTC. And then Seth comes out and then everyone sings the Seth song. And then Punk comes out and everyone sings Cult of Personality. John Cena comes out and Cena sucks, but half of them are dressed like John Cena. And Cody comes out and Cody, oh, you're a Cody crybaby. You got an OTC top on. You got a rock. So like what I'm saying is, not so much the kids, because they're kids, but nobody, because they're not building heels and faces like that anymore. I mean, yeah, they're not. It means that the lines are completely, they're not even blurred in it. They're just whatever in it. It's just whatever the show is now. And the only example I can give of this is, it's the equivalent of, in fact, I did this, what I'm moaning about, I did this 2 weeks ago, but I did this because it was a charity football match and I didn't know who was going to be on which person's team. So I was just cheering the goals in it. But I would never go to a football match and cheer for, I'm a Liverpool fan. Is it equivalent of me going to a Liverpool match and then cheering when Man U score past us as well? Because I like the players. It doesn't work like that. You have to build heels and faces. Yeah, like getting a half and half scarf. Now, see, getting a half and half scarf is fine if you're just there for the occasion and you want it as a memorabilia thing, but you still know where your bread's buttered in it. You still know that this is the team I support, and that's it at the end of the day. So that's what's happening in WWE, and the reason why I was so disappointed with SmackDown, the ending, because I was gonna be disappointed with the main show anyway. I couldn't believe they had that rubbish Moz thing with all of the Motor City machine guns and DIY backstage. It was terrible, bro. It was, honestly, I'm always on the opinion that these are the experts and professionals at this said job. I couldn't do a better job than them because they've trained at it. I definitely can cut a better promo than Motor City machine guns. I definitely can cut a better promo than DIY, bro. Like, I can definitely cut a better promo than pretty awful, pretty deadly, pretty fearless. I can what's Alton and Wilson Fisk or whatever his name is, brother. It was trash. Now let's get to the crux of it, because we only cared about Seth and Punk and Roman anyway. So I just said they all came out. Roman said, I got about 20 minutes. Who wants to speak? Got something to go off their chest? And then every 5-minute increment, somebody came out. Yeah. And Seth, oh yeah, maybe me and you, Roman, have got so much history that we just can't coexist together. So we're going to have to fight. First of all, what does that mean? What does that mean, that you can't coexist in the same company together? You've been coexisting in the same company together. What are you talking about? You've both not gone anywhere. You've both been there the same amount of time on the same roster. Yes, you've done SmackDown and Raw. At the moment, you're both on different shows. So, remember, Seth's not supposed to be on SmackDown. And Roman only came to Raw for the January edition. So, what are you talking about? What? Okay, so from what you're telling me is that when they have this match at WrestleMania, whatever happens at the end of the match, then they're never gonna coexist. They're just gonna go their separate ways. Didn't they go their separate ways after the previous WrestleMania, or the time before that, or the time before that? And then, so that's Seth's reason to fight Roman, and Roman's reason is, you tried to kill me. I hear it, Roman. You stamped on your face. Then Punk comes out. Roman, so this is what I'm mad at, because everyone knows Roman's my guy, bro. So you mean to tell me that Roman's angry at CM Punk because CM Punk helped him in War Games, but tried to eliminate him from the Royal Rumble, even though it was like Logan Paul was helping and all that as well. Roman, you're my guy, but this is stupid, because you're supposed to get eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Like, even if the last two people in the Royal Rumble was you and CM Punk, brother, what do you think he's gonna do to let you win? He's supposed to throw you out. You can't be mad over that, and you can't be. Are you mad that the wise man likes him still? We'll be mad at Paul then. Punk hasn't done the underhanded things. He hasn't done anything underhanded since he's been back with Paul Heyman. So that doesn't make any sense. And then what really got bad is they got into a little brawl with each other. We all know the repetitive every week, every show, Triple H brawl. It's his favourite. It's his calling card. You know how on like Home Alone, the sticky bandits and the wet bandits, they used to turn the tap on and that and let things flood. Triple H's calling card is the brawl for all. They had they had some weird ass looking security guards. One of them looked like one are pretty deadly, which I was like, you're not securing anything. All right. They took their time to bring them out, but when Charlotte and Tiffany were doing their thing the week before, well on Raw, they had 20 security guards out for two ladies, just for the one lady to keep doing a swanton and missing. She kept doing a swanton and missing Charlotte and hitting 2 security guards and 20 people fell over. That happened twice on the same show. But when it was Roman and all these guys, it took you time to bring the security guard out. Yes, Triple H, the brawl brand, that's his thing, bro. I'm telling you, bro, that's his thing. His favorite things are a brawl, a handshake, and the heel's not really a heel. They're Triple H's favorite things. I promise that's his favorite thing to do. All right, so we get this brawl, and mid brawl, they're scrapping. I see CM Punk leave the scrap. He stands on the announce table, points at Roman, and that is like, "Yo, WrestleMania." Points at the sign, jumps back into the brawl, gets battered. Seth creeps out the brawl, stands on the barricade and that. Yo, points to the WrestleMania sign. Carry On's gets battered again. Everyone's rumbling. Roman beats the shit out of them. Picks up the stairs. Hits them both with it. Stands on the stairs. They got the boy Roman pointing at the WrestleMania sign. And guess what? Seth and Punk just got back up like they didn't just get hit with stairs. And then the brawl carried on. Brother, ain't nowhere in a real fight, in real life, in wrestling, a man stopping mid-fight to point at the WrestleMania sign, bro. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. There's not a title on the line. Like, if Seth really tried to take your life, Roman, which we saw him stamp on your head, you should have been after him anywhere on site where I see you, bro. Punk, your whole thing is to get to the WrestleMania event. All right. Well, you're not going to be in the main event. We already know that. That's already sorted. So, what are we doing here? It's a stupid thing. It's stupid. Now, let's get away from that because that just wound me up anyway. Let's move on to tonight's show. We're not really going to cover the Braun Breaker and Penta stuff because we just did that live. So we'll start from the beginning of the show. I took a few notes because I thought, let me not be ill-informed and I don't want to say stuff that never happened or make it sound like stuff. So we started this show off in Scotland with Cena cutting a promo. Apologies if you're a super Cena fan. And I like John Cena. What the fuck was that promo, bro? I'm feeling bad for the fans who have spent all that money. Because you're selling every fan base short because they keep coming to shows and telling you that something's going to be better the week after. That's the first problem they have. So last week, Paul came out in Bologna. No, he came out in Belgium and then told everyone that, yeah, we're going to do stuff better in Bologna. So thanks for paying for your tickets here, but we're about to do whatever and Punk and Roman and that's going to be there. And please, somebody help me out with this one. Please. So Cody came out when John Cena was cutting a promo last week on Raw. And they didn't touch each other. There was no fight, there was no physical contact. They just spoke. In fact, John Cena didn't speak to Cody. He shut his mouth the whole time Cody was speaking and walked off. And then when the show's done, they report to us, they go, oh, next week, part 2 of the promo, John Cena versus Cody. Why? I don't know if, am I tripping? Why is there a part 2 to a promo that just got finished with Cena saying nothing and Cody saying everything he wanted to say? So when he comes out today, I'm even less excited to see John Cena. He comes out like it's flipping ECW 2006. He walks to the ring, and his words today were basically that I'm gonna destroy wrestling, and this has been a problem since when I created the spinner belt, and I made a random kid in the crowd look big up, Anna. I hope you're well. I made a random kid in the crowd look terrible. I cooked him. And all the used lot made him a meme and WWE posted it. You proving my point. John, we don't care, bro. We don't care. There's a lot of FU Cena chants and then he was like, oh, you proving my point, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I'm going to kill it. And first of all, then he kind of dissed Ric Flair and he said, I'm going to take that title reign away. We all know Ric Flair's title fucking record shit. It's not real, bro. He didn't win all those titles in WWE, man. So he's going to do that and then I'm going to take everything away from you guys because the belt's staying with me. It's not staying here. I'm taking it with me. And then he said, and I quote, there's not a goddamn thing anyone can do about it. Now, I promise you, bro. Last week he said, and nobody can stop me. And Cody's music went off. This week he said, and there's not a goddamn thing anything can do about it. And I was waiting for the drums. and it went off like a Netflix program, and Cody comes out in a fucking suit again because he's not planning to do anything to Cena, is he? Because he's never gonna do anything because they've made Cody into a bitch, bro. Like, babyfaces don't have to be punks, bro. He's a grown man. They beat the shit out of you, bro. Travis Scott beat the shit out of you, bro. Cena beat the shit out of you, bro. In front of you, your family was watching. So he comes out and he's always got a nice suit on. I'll big up Cody for his seamstress and all that. His tailor. Great suits. Not prepared to wrestle. And then he comes in. Cena, you didn't just say that, did you? See, it was all well and good until you said that you're going to take this away from him. You're going to have to take this away from me first. And he's got the stupid lisp, so you can't take him serious because you can't, man shouting at you with a lisp is terrible. You can't take him serious, isn't it? And then he was like, oh, well, you want to take the title from me? And then he puts it on the floor and he says, Cena, do something. And like, do something, take it from me. Cena just looks at it and Cena blows his nails and he gets into a fighting position, and then Cody starts undoing his tie and he pops his buttons off and that, rips his nice suit. And then Cena does what I knew Cena was going to do. He dropped the mic and walked off. Cody said a few words to him, he came back, the crowd went crazy, then he stopped and then he walked off again. Sorry, if you didn't watch the show, you waited for me to say something else. There's nothing else to say. That's what happened. That's the promo. There's nothing else to say. It's terrible, and I have to believe they said, bro, listen, I can't do this. Again, they didn't mention The Rock. Again, they didn't mention Travis Scott. It's almost like they're trying to do what Vince used to do to us. But Vince used to do stuff to us where he would just get us to like try and forget stuff like 6 months later, 3 months later and that. These men are trying to get us to forget something that happened a couple of weeks ago. And the thing is, they keep playing the video package to us. So for example, remember when Liv Morgan was a lesbian? But I bet loads of people don't remember. But you remember when Liv Morgan was a lesbian and it was her and thinking, it was kissing her and Lana and blah, blah, blah. And then, you can't be with Bobby because you're supposed to be marrying me, this lesbian angle and that. And then a couple of weeks later, Liv's not a lesbian, nobody cares, and everyone just got on with life, innit? And Lana left. All right. This is weeks later, bro. Like, how can you keep swapping stuff? And so what I'm trying to get at is, I would love somebody to tell me, Cena, or if you want us to just forget that The Rock was involved in this, fine, I'll just pretend to forget it. But you're hanging me on by a thread here, because what's going to happen is I'm going to start to just indulge in the Cody and Cena shit story. And then what's going to happen is The Rock's going to turn up next week. Or he's going to turn up 2 weeks before Mania. Or 1 week before Mania. Because we know that the new policy with Triple H is, when everything fails, when the fans start moaning online, call The Rock. That is the protocol. The protocol used to be, if things start to get a bit dry, bring back Brock Lesnar. Now the thing is, if things start to get a bit dry, we need the final boss. And the final boss, who is my favourite wrestler of all time, even he's going to come out and say stuff that make no sense. And the reason why it doesn't make no sense, because The Rock is not watching the product from his house, I promise you, bro. These men are not watching the product. John Cena wasn't watching the product. So when they come in, they say shit that don't make no sense. So all of a sudden, Cena's problem is the fans. The fans are the problem. Okay, why is the fans the problem, Cena? Oh, because in 2011 you said this, and in 2012, yeah, but Cena, you've been back since then, and we've cheered you since then. You know what I mean? We've watched you come out and fight Bray and fight Triple H and fight all these people. So what the fuck is your problem? Yeah, well, back when I was in there, and you didn't want me in the company. We didn't want everyone. Every new person that's come into the company has been booed at some point. The Rock had to do with Die Rocky Die. Nobody wanted John Cena there. People got bored of Roman Reigns. Like, it happens, bro. And then you advance your character and you became Super Cena. And even if I didn't like you, because I was going from a child to a man when Cena was doing these changes in it. So Cena came in when he came in. Ruthless aggression and all that. By the time Cena became Thugonomics was over, I was like 18, bro. Brother. I couldn't do the Kmart trainers and the jorts and that and the saluting business. I was into I was more like, I like JBL and I like Eddie Guerrero and all these people and all that. So you get what I'm saying? So that's not Cena's fault. That is the fact that they didn't want to, like, it wasn't in the plans. Now let me get to the thing I got a problem with Triple H about, where the heels and baby faces. Now, just listen to me, innit? Okay. Before the John Cena heel turn, which seems like it was a last minute thing, it was going to be John Cena versus Cody at WrestleMania. 2 baby faces. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. That's 3 baby faces. You stick with me, because that's 5 baby faces at the moment. Bianca, Io, and Rhea, 3 more baby faces. That's 8 baby faces at the moment. In all these, this is what they want to do to us in all these matches. What the fuck are we doing at WrestleMania, bro? So we're just gonna have babyface matches. Just everyone's just gonna fight all the good people and no heels. And then the heels that we do have, well, oh yeah, Randy Orton's a babyface, Sami Zayn's a babyface, Kevin's the only heel, Jay's a babyface, Jimmy's a babyface. I don't know what Solo and Tama Tonga are, but they're supposed to be heels. Jacob Fatu, they're trying to turn him babyface. Chelsea Green's a heel, kind of. Valkyria, babyface. Liv and Raquel, heels. Bianca Belair, babyface. Jade, babyface. You see where I'm going with this? This motherfucker is scared of his legacy change, I swear. Triple H, please watch this. You don't need to be scared of your legacy, bro. You're one of the greatest heels to ever do it. Please build some great heels, or please hand over the clipboard, hand over the smartboard, hand over the smart tablet, hand over the iPad, hand over the reins, give the pen to somebody else who can do the job, bro. Because as far as I know, Triple H, you didn't go to college to be no writer, bro. You weren't a screenwriter, a songwriter, a music writer. You went into composition. You was nothing, bro. Oh yeah, thank you, Morris Drew. Drew, the best heel that has been on the mic for the last year. They ruined him and they put him against babyface Damian Priest. Great, well done. Brilliant stuff. Bare baby faces and a couple of heels, and the couple of heels they've got, they weaken them. Gunther, a year ago, was the most diabolical heel on the roster, bro. Gunther now is a punk, bro. He's a punk, bro. This man's a bitch, bro. And I'm gonna get to it. So let me move on to that, because we've got past that promo now. Next up on the show, we had the Usos versus A-Town Down Under. Obviously, it was supposed to be a mystery guest to who Jay's partner was going to be. It's quite funny to me, because when he came out, I forgot about the mystery guest thing. And I was just already thinking, well, of course it's going to be his brother. Who else is it going to be? No one else helps him. Jimmy comes out. I will give him this in this match, innit? It was very nice to see the Usos together again. It might not help Jay though, because it made everybody's, like, it made the Usos fresh in everyone's mind again, and it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of miss the Usos still. This match was a decent match, decent spots, good movements in there. I really feel like if you get a good writer in WWE, you can do something with Austin Theory. I think he's got the look and everything, man. I think you can do something with Austin Theory, but good match. Nice little spot. So there was a movement. I don't know which one it was. It might have been Austin Theory, but he ran towards like Jimmy, and Jimmy threw him over his head into a spear. I thought that was really cold. And then they did the 1D, and then 1, 2, 3. They win the match. Usos win. The crowd goes crazy. Everyone's yeeting all over everyone. And then obviously, you just knew, didn't you? Gunther comes out of nowhere. This geezer's big as shit, but he thinks he can, creep up on people, and he hits Jimmy and knocks him off the barricade, and then he gets in the ring. Him and Jay are looking at each other, and then he runs at Jay and he slaps him, and then Jay hits him with a super kick. And then he gets into the corner, and then Jay's about to spear him, and Jay slips. This was smart by WWE, by the way, or Jay. By the botch that Jay did previously with the suicide dive, this is what smart booking is. They've put it into the story now. Instead of just having Jay being cooked online about this meme of him can't do this and all that, they've made it into a story, which I do appreciate, because Jay obviously kayfabe, but he purposely slips on it when he's about to spear Gunther, and then Gunther gets to roll out the ring. The only thing I didn't understand is Gunther rolls out the ring, and then he's doing this weird thing like, haha, Jay, you slipped. Yeah, but he also just kicked your face off, bro. Like, don't you want to fight him? Jimmy gets in the ring with a steel chair, and you know the WWE force field that you can't go past the rope. Like, if you get in the ring with a chair, somebody rolls out. Some reason you can't roll out the ring and follow them anymore. You just have to like bounce off the rope. All right, whatever. Gunther goes away. Moving on from there, we go on to a video package for. I did appreciate that. I can't lie. I found this funny. So they did a video package for Al Grande Americano. It's just supposed to be some like lucha from back in the day, some legendary lucha that came from the Gulf of some legendary lucha that came from the Gulf of America. Now, to the random who doesn't know what I'm talking about, Gulf of America sounds normal in it, but obviously Donald Trump, since he's been in office, said that he's changing the Gulf of Mexico into the Gulf of America in it. So the fact that they said that he's from there on the map, that creased me, and it was like they kind of done the slight AI video package, but it looked cool, bro. It looked like, I appreciate that they've done something else in it. And they already had Chad Gable backstage, and he had the flu, so he was supposed to be fighting Dragon Lee, and he gave Adam Pearce a doctor's note and said, "Listen, I can't fight tonight." And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Listen, since you want to fight someone, Dragon Lee, go fight Al Grande Americano, bro, because he'll fight you." So I thought that was quite funny. Is it anything great? No, but WWE should be a variety show. You should have sprinkles of little comedy in and out there, innit? The R-Truth or something like that. So I thought that was decent. The matchup after that, we get Lyra Valkyria versus Raquel Rodriguez in an Intercontinental title match. Again, I spoke about this before. I like Valkyria, but this is a terrible title run. And it's not her fault. She's not booking her matches. But yeah, it is what it is. Raquel, listen, I'm starting to like Raquel a lot more. There was a period where I really liked her, then you like know that they made her get stale, and I've always dissed them for having the stupid generic Mexican music, and then have the stupid graphic on the screen what just says a name like it's in microcosm, like Times New Roman on the screen. They've actually changed it. They've given her a new theme song, which I can't complain. Theme songs are not great in WWE anymore, but they gave her a new theme song. They've changed the thing now. It's like black. It matches her gear. She looks like she's strong. She carried herself well in this match as a big woman. You know what I mean? It's like she shouldn't be getting brushed around by Valkyria, really. And she didn't. She lost the match through a roll-up, which it's cheap, but a roll-up never seems to make big people look like weak in it. It's like they got caught in a moment of madness and then they lost the match. But actually a decent match. I do feel like they keep giving some of these matches like extra time though, which doesn't need it. Like on SmackDown, they gave Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven. They gave them about 16 minutes of blood, and don't get me wrong, especially Zelina, she was great, but I don't need to see 16 minutes of that match, bro. There was no title on the line, you know what I mean? But tonight's one, it was decent. Too many baby faces. Corey said, "You're right, Savage. I don't know why he's scared of making a mega heels. They still wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. They still wouldn't match him. I thought it was randomly going to be Joe Hendry. Oh yeah, I didn't think about Joe Hendry. Where's he from? Wales. Joe Hendry. Oh, I got that wrong. I was peeved that it was Jimmy. I was hoping it was going to be Joe Hendry because of Scotland. Oh yeah, so Joe Hendry's Scottish. Big up to you too. Considering he's in Glasgow, what can the DJ? Yeah, they're doing that in Birmingham as well. That DJ sing along. Don't know. Maybe he was busy in it. I feel like he must have been busy because I feel like they would have used him. He would have been smart to anyway. Moving on from that match, we get. Oh yeah, so this match finishes, roll up. Liv Morgan gets into the ring, starts attacking Valkyria. Bayley's music goes off. Now, previously this match, Bayley was in the just backstage by the stairs, just giving her a prep for the match, which it just felt like they need a reason to get Bayley in there. And also it's the UK, so they know that when Bayley comes out in the UK, she draws a crowd and hey, Bayley. Ooh, we get it. But it was stupid. And let me tell you what happened. So obviously she fended off Liv and Raquel, and then her and Valkyria just stood there all happy with each other. Which means, guys, here, you've heard it here first, which means next week on Raw, we're going to get Bayley and Valkyria versus Liv and Raquel for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, blood. Brilliant stuff. That's a beautiful thing. We all want to see that match. We get a New Day promo after that. Listen, I just don't like what they did with New Day in it. It felt like it was on a right trajectory to a great heel turn with the New Day. They turn them heel and they just argue on social media now. And argue with Kathy Kelly. So they just did that dumb stuff. When we go into Jimmy and Jay backstage on the stairs, I did like this. There's a couple of things I like about this, couple of things I don't like. So they had Jay sitting on the stairs looking quite depressed on it. This is off the back of their match. And Jimmy's like, yo, what's wrong with you? He's like, you good? What's wrong with you? And he's like, oh, nothing, man, bro. I was like, nah, bro, like, what's going on, bro? Because you've been off your game lately. And this is what I said, Justin. I think Morris agreed as well. You've been off your game lately. You've been making that suicide dive for 15 years. And you now you're slipping, and then you're slipping with this spear as well. Like, you're not on your A game. And then he's like, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, why are you pushing me? He's like, nah, because you can't beat him. You can't beat Gunther. And then Jay goes to walk off, and he's like, no, listen to me. He's like, you can't beat Gunther when you're this Jay. And then he goes on. This is what I literally said in the last stream. He goes on to say, listen, we need the right-hand man, Jay. Yeah, we need main event, Jay. That's who we should be. That's who you need to be. He prepped him up a bit. I liked it. That's what they should do. This is where it went wrong, and I think Anna just mentioned the same thing. Listen, they finished that promo. Somebody who was watching this, tell me if you agree or not. They're on the side of the stairs on it. So basically, when you go around the corner, you can't see what's there. So they're on the stairs. He preps up Jay, and then Jay goes off, and then Jimmy walks around the corner. He walks around the corner and says, hey, to Gunther straight away. Like he knew that Gunther was there already, but it's impossible for him to know unless Gunther was like singing or making noise. And he gets around the corner, he's like, yo, Gunther. And he's like, oh, you think you sleep next week, me and you? And then Gunther laughs at him and he's like, yeah, safe, bro, I'll fight you, bro, as long as you don't slip like your brother. Jimmy slapped the soul out of Gunther. Bruv, I'm talking about prime Stephanie McMahon slap. He slapped the absolute bricks off this shoot. And you know what Gunther did? Jimmy walked off and Gunther rubbed his face and smiled. Brother, I'm done with Gunther, blood. Until you bring back Walter, blood, I'm done, blood. I'm done, blood. There's nothing you can do to sell me on it now. It's over with, bro. In fact, I want Kaiser to turn on him. I'm sorry, bro. I said what I said. Anna, you know how much we've been into Gunther. Remember Anna, you remember when we used to do that on the channel 3 years ago and that? Oh, can't wait to see Walter versus Finn and Walter versus Pete and Walter versus Dragunov 3. Remember them days? When he slapped the table in half, slapped the table. Bro, Anna, it's over. It's over. Gunther's officially a bitch. He slapped. Guys, you have to understand. This wasn't a working slap. This wasn't some like weird palm thing where he protected Gunther's face. He slapped the absolute soul. I'm talking about when Gunther gets home tonight and he goes to bed and he wakes up mid-bed to get a glass of water and go toilet. He's going to turn the light on and he's going to have a big Uso mark on his face, bro. He slapped the absolute brakes off him, bro. Listen, bring back Walter, bro, because Gunther's a shithead, blood. I said what I said. Bring back Walter, bro. I'm talking about dun 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 dun. I'm talking about dun 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 dun. I'm talking about bring back Walter, bro. Because Walter would never have got slapped like that. He would never. So, you know what? Somebody send me a clip of Walter being punked, bro. Because it ain't never happened. Gunther. He got punked by... Last year, he was getting punked by Sammy leading up to WrestleMania. This year, he's getting punked by Jay leading up to... And don't get me wrong. It's not about, like, he can't lose the title or he can't... No, because you build a monster heel... And then you build a great babyface who has to go for adversity. And then in the end, they beat all the odds to win the title, which should have been Jay. But Gunther told us 6 weeks ago, I remember, on Raw, maybe 7 weeks ago, he said, Jay, you're not worthy of fighting me. You shouldn't have chose me. I'm going to make your life hell. For the next 10 weeks, I'm going to make your life hell. And guess what he did? For the next 10 weeks, choked him out 3 times, got super kicked 9 times, and ain't done shit. And Jay's still walking around. Brother. Not me, brother. Not me. I ain't buying no Gunther merch. I ain't doing anything until they fix him. This to me at one point I was like, this could be the future of the company, bro. Not anymore. Not anymore, bro. They turned him into an absolute punk. Anyway, may as well bring back the weight too. Well, yeah, give him some donuts and that, bro. You know what I mean? Sneak attacks making him look like a sly heel, not a monster heel. Why? I don't know. He actually gets scared now. He runs away and stuff. And anyone who's watching these shows, and I know they're in the UK, which I will say, you're mugging off my country as well. I don't like it. Now, I know this is Scotland, so whatever. You're mugging off Britain. You don't punk us and don't put. In fact, don't be punking Europe and trying to give us these spicy house shows, because that's what we've been watching. It's a spicy house show, bro. And also, after the last week and this week, there's a weird thing what keeps happening when Jay and Gunther finish. Like, at the end of every segment, it goes silent. Like, it goes silent while I'm watching it at home. The crowd goes silent. Gunther looks like he doesn't know what to say, like they're waiting for a certain timing. They did it when he dropped the belt the other day, and I'm like, is everyone all right, bro? Like, what's going on? Who's working in the production truck? You're supposed to hit Jay's music quicker than that. It's all weird. Yeah, imagine we watched against Pete Dunne Dragunov compared to last. I know. And Anna, in when Raw comes to Birmingham, they're gonna have like Pete versus Gunther then, and Gunther's gonna absolutely beat the brakes off him. So this is what it is, man. It's what it is. Moving on for that promo, we get Dom and Penta promo backstage. We spoke about the main event already, but it's just Dom going to Penta, you want to join the Judgment Day, blah blah blah, all that business. Then we get this was terrible. This was terrible. So we spoke about John Cena and Cody rinse and repeat. We spoke about Jay and Gunther rinse and repeat, because it's every week. It's every week. Like, at this point, you do not have to like watch every Raw. You don't. And I know that people in the US are just reading the spoilers for this Raw and just going about their business because they're not missing anything. Where's Pete on this tour? Well, the last time I spoke to Pete, he was in Wales, bro, in Cardiff with Trent Seven at some random school. So yeah, they're not using him. Okay, so we get this weird thing now where we get Adam Pearce come into the ring with a theme song, and he gets in the ring and he wants to talk about how, which was right, by the way, which I should have known better, but he gets in the ring and he starts talking about, oh yeah, Rhea Ripley thinks that she can just do what she wants and sign this contract, but it doesn't mean anything. She knows it doesn't mean anything. It's not a legally binding contract. The match at WrestleMania will be Io Sky versus Bianca Belair because Bianca earned it. And then he said, which this is taking the piss out of us, you really mugging us off. He said, Rhea already knows that she has a rematch clause. And I've been trying to get her to sign this rematch clause for the past few weeks, but I can't track her down. So she didn't do that. And I said, what? So Bianca's music comes out, she speaks about it. She was like, oh, I want to know who I'm fighting at WrestleMania. Io's music goes off, she's in the ring. Listen, I'm sorry, Io's great, but she can't talk in it. She can't say Bianca Belair's name properly. She's like, I don't care, I'll beat both of them at WrestleMania, and bare anime talk and that. It's terrible. You lot can keep lying to yourself if you want. And I don't need you to tell me how great of a wrestler she is, I know, but she's rubbish on the mic, bro. I ain't even her fault. American's not her first language. You're best off letting her cut the promo in Japanese and have a translator with her and make it look cool and do the Nakamura thing. Sorry, no speak no English, because this sucks, bro. So, my question to you guys is, we all know they got rid of the rematch clause. We know this. Adam Pearce is telling us that he's been trying to track Rhea down so she can sign a rematch clause. Now, I don't know if I'm stupid, but didn't Rhea only lose the title like 3 weeks ago on Raw? Am I tripping? Did she not? Because if it was only 3 weeks ago on Raw, maybe 4 weeks ago, but I think it was 3, she's been moaning about not getting the title. She's been moaning about not having the title the whole time, so what do you mean you've been trying to track her down, bro? She's there. She came out the ring. She came to the ring last week and signed a contract. What weren't hers? Why didn't you say to her then, have your rematch now? We know why, because you fucked up and you're trying to like. So that means I want to know, why can't Roman have his rematch against Cody then? And also, why did Cody have to wait a year to have a rematch against Roman? If there's a rematch clause. Let's talk about this. Why can't Nia Jax have a rematch against Tiffany Stratton? What? Any questions? Why can't the Judgment Day have a rematch for their tag titles against War Raiders? Why can't DIY have a rematch against the Profits? Well, we can keep going. Because this isn't a real thing, bro. There isn't no rematch clause anymore. They got rid of it. And the rematch clause, the original rematch clause was supposed to be used within 30 days, by the way. It sucks, bro. Savage, EO keeps saying, champion is worse than Tiffany. Yeah, but she is worse. So, we get that. Bro, Morris, you keep asking it. I don't know, bro. I don't know. All I'm saying is, why can't everyone have their rematch? It's stupid. That's I saw Nia online, everyone cooking her online because she made a comment about Charlotte. Are people stupid? How come every time Nia says something about Charlotte, everyone thinks that Nia hates her, and then all I see to them is dancing with each other on TikTok? You know what? She tries to be a heel, innit? Maybe that's what's happening. People who try and be proper heels, everyone's so like under Triple H's cooking that now being a heel's wrong. It's stupid. So then Adam says, well, you know what? Why don't you have your rematch next week? Why don't you have your... What the fuck, man? Why don't you have your rematch next week? Then we get a backstage segment from Bianca saying, yo, I need to know who I'm fighting at WrestleMania. This was stupid because it doesn't matter who you fight at WrestleMania. And also, you just said, he just told you in the ring that she's going to have a rematch. So how would he know who you're fighting at WrestleMania until her and... It's just the same thing what happened with you. You didn't know that who you was fighting because Io had to fight Rhea, which we all know. We all know this now. And if you don't, listen to me clearly. So next week, you're not amazed by what happens. Adam said, you know what? I'm going to make you special guest referee for this match. So next week, Rhea versus Io in a rematch. Bianca's going to be special guest referee. We know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. There's going to be a pin where someone's shoulders up and Bianca's going to miss it. Or there's going to be she's going to count both of them out. Or she's going to snap on both of them and beat the shit out of both of them. And then there's going to be no time for another rematch. Rhea's not going to have a rematch anymore. It's failed. And then we're going to get... Io's going to win the match. Or it's going to be a draw. And then, well, guess what? We're going to have to go to WrestleMania and have a triple threat match. Adam, save us all the time. Save us all the time. Take half an hour off next week's Raw. And just put the triple threat match on in it. Because I don't want this stupid triple threat match. But it's going to happen. So don't insult our intelligence. Please don't. We've had enough of that, man. Please don't do that. At least when Vince was insulting our intelligence, he's an old man and he's been doing it for 50 plus years, bro. It was going to get stale at some point. Old men are stubborn. Don't insult my intelligence, bro. You know what's going to happen? As soon as he said that Bianca was going to be the ref, we know the finish of that match is going to be stupid. And it's going to, we're going to have a match at... Fucking stupid motherfucker. And then you know what he's going to do? They're going to be, oh yeah, guys, there's going to be a brawl as well. At the end of that match with the rep, there's going to be a brawl. And then Adam's going to come out, he's going to rip his glasses off and he's like, it's official. Fucking fuckers, man. From there, we go into a match. We get Al Grande Americano versus Dragon Lee. Actually, really good match. The match was actually good as a wrestling match. The match was a great match. This match finishes by a ankle lock and Dragon Lee tapping out, but it's not a regular one. Al Grande removes the lucha mask from Dragon Lee, and you know it's a sign of disrespect and that, so he was covering his face on it. So as soon as the ankle lock got locked in, he tapped out so he could cover his face and get his mask back on. And then we had Al Grande going to that, thank you, which was quite funny because Chad Gable did come out after. So about 10 minutes later, Chad Gable came out with American Made. And yeah, it was like, oh yeah, that Al Grande is pretty good in that. Sadly, I've got a cold. I wish I could have fought tonight, bro. But the crowd was trash. They weren't good. It gets to a point though where, do I blame the crowd or do I blame WWE for making the crowd like that? Now, sometimes we have great matches and the crowd's just dead. This show was rubbish, and no disrespect to like Spain and Italy and all that, but when it gets closer to England, you can't really fool the fans, bro. Like, they'll let you know pretty quick, and it like, nah, this is dead, bro. You ain't gonna mug us off, bro. So yeah, El Grande Americano wins that match and his debut in WWE. So, moving on from there, we get the blame the jocks. I hear it. Blame the dorks in the crowd, and the ones who want to take over the show with a stupid chance. We get a CM Punk promo. This is when I jumped online to do the watch along. Again, insulting the fans because they did this with Cody at the beginning of the show. They did it with John Cena and Cody the week before as well. The week before that, they did it with Cody where they advertised him to be there and he came out for 30 seconds, hit the Miz in the face and left. It's like, let me tell you guys, a guide to go into wrestling events. And if you're not going to PLE, just take it for what it is, innit? Take the show for what it is and just try and have a good time with your loved ones and hope that you don't have to pay too much money. Do not go based on who's been promoted because they really will just give you 30 seconds and then give you some shit dark match that you don't want to watch. So, yeah, don't go based on that. When they come to Birmingham, I go to Raw, I'ma just, you know what I mean? Have a good time. My house is around the corner, whatever, innit? And I said I couldn't get excited about this show. If it was there, I'd be quiet as well. Glorified house show. Spicy house show. Seasoned. Oh, yeah. Saka Buble. Saka Buble. Yeah. We hear it. We get it, bro. We get it. Everything's fucking awesome. I don't blame the European fans. They don't have WWE in their country very often. And some of them, Bologna, don't ever have it there. So I understand how excited they are. And knowing that people like John Cena's coming to the end of their career, knowing that even though Cody and that are top of the range, they're all like nearly 40. Like, and 40 is not old, by the way, but I think this generation of wrestlers will take care of their bodies more than the ones from the 80s, isn't it? So these lot are likely to retire by like 45 and stuff like that. So they don't have a long left. So you're going to have a fun time and cheer because you might not get to see them again. I do understand that. So I'm not blaming them, but when they start trying to take over the show with the shit chants and that, it's a bit annoying. But it is the person who's running the promo to shut them down. The Rock can shut these lot down very easy. Roman can do it. So everyone else should be able to do it as well. Punk basically says, seems like the two people who are trying to keep me out of what my mission is are taking things too personal, especially that whiny ass bitch Seth Rollins. Kind of alludes to that he's a specialist in having to deal with kids. I think that's a shot at AEW, to be honest. But yeah, and then he says, and they said, the other guy seemed like he's got an issue, and he's starting to realize that his wise man ain't just his wise man. Okay, we get it. Whatever. And he says, listen, I brought you two into the company, and I can't wait to take you out. And just remember, none of you have beat me without the other one's help. It's such a that thing's so dead. That's like, I hate when people do stuff like that, because you left after that. So let's not act like you had 5 matches each with Seth and Roman. You get me? Oh, you couldn't do it with them. you couldn't do it without them helping. Brother, stop it. Stop it. That's like when people go, oh my God, they haven't beaten Manchester United since Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. Yeah, that's because they played them once, you fucking idiots, bro. Hey, anyway. It was a shit promo. You know what I mean? CM Punk's always good at talking, but it was a shit promo. Whatever. It was just that they promoed that he was going to be there, innit? So they had to get him out to just say nothing. He could have said that at the beginning of the show. SmackDown this Friday sounds like a glorified house show itself. Braun versus LA Knight for the US title. Oh no, brother. It's stupid, bro. We know what's going to happen in that match. Jacob Fatu's going to come out and murder them both, and there's going to be a triple threat match at SmackDown. Every match at WrestleMania this year is going to be a fatal 4-way, a triple threat match, a triple threat tag team match. There's not going to be many single matches, bro. And then we're going to get like little dead matches in between, like Drew McIntyre and Priest, where they're both going to throw loads of forearms at each other, and Priest is going to power up and rip his I've got pecs. and then Drew's gonna 3, 2, 1, fucking countdown, and every idiot in the crowd counts down with him. The heel, by the way, we're counting down with the heel, but I digress. Oh, and then he mentions that next week we're gonna have a good old fashioned contract signing, and the crowd starts booing, and Punk goes, "Why are you booing for? Is it because you want the contract signing here? I do too, but these two are gonna have to load up the jet fuel and get across to London so we can have this contract signing." Now, listen, and he did say one good thing, which he said, "I hope that Adam Pearce has got something in store for us. I'm gonna have to read that contract in the fine print because hopefully that contract leads me to what I want." But let me just say this, innit? Why do we need a contract signing for a singles match? Like, this isn't Brock versus Undertaker, bro. This is a match that's been made last week for no reason. Also, and I am worried about this, and we spoke about this already, guys. Doesn't it feel like Punk's favor might end up being in that contract? Now, if it is a number one contenders match, you could have just had that on Raw. But if it's to main event WrestleMania, because remember, CM Punk's goal is to main event WrestleMania. It's not to be at WrestleMania. So what is he talking about? Because you're not going to fight Cody on night 2, are you, bro? Because he's in a match with John Cena. So that tells me, are they going to... I hate to say this. They're going to move Jay and Gunther from the main event, aren't they? That's what's going to happen. They're going to have Seth Rollins, Punk, and Roman as the main event on night 1. And even as the biggest Roman Reigns fans, that stinks, bro. Like, what is the point, bro? Let Jay and Gunther have their moment, bro. So dumb. And if you're not going to let Jay and Gunther have the moment, let the women main event night 1. Let the triple threat match be night 1. And then night 2 have Punk and have Cena and Cody. Or they're going to do that little gay shit what they always do. Where they always go, oh, no, it's not a main event. It's a co-main event. It's the double main event. Remember they did the double main event before? Co-main event. There's no such thing as a co-main event. That's like having a co-Champions League final, bro. No. It's not Real Madrid in the final. Real Madrid's in the final, but Charles is in the final against this team too. Shut up, man. Fucking motherfuckers. And we ended the show with Bron Breakker and Penta, which was a great match, but we knew what the outcome of the thing was going to be. And that was your Monday Night Raw, and that was my stream, blood, because, listen, the only positive thing about this is that it was a normal time, and I've still got time before I go to bed, blood. Yeah. I hear it, bro. Morris, I hear it, bro. It'll be moved to next year WrestleMania, and Triple H will tell you it's long-term storytelling, blood. It feels like, I don't know, man. I feel like I've been punished, man. I know I'm taking it too personal, but I feel like I've been punished. It feels like Triple H saw one of our videos, said, oh, these motherfuckers want long-term storytelling, dude. I'll show you long-term storytelling. I'll stretch a story across 5 years if I have to. Because now, like, everything's a fucking story, bro. Like, Cody's story's finished. He's been a shit champion. He's defended the belt like 5 times in the year anyway. John Cena, take the belt off him, and then somebody take off John Cena, bro. I've had enough of both of them, bro. Like, it sucks, man. I'm ready for... Seriously, I could write a better story for R-Truth to main event WrestleMania than any of this shit. Like, why don't WWE get John Cena to beat up R-Truth? Why can't John Cena do one of these shit promos again? And then R-Truth's music goes off. R-Truth comes to the ring. He's like, you're my hero, man. Like, what's happened? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, you're my childhood hero. And John Cena is not in the smiling mood. John Cena kicks him in the balls and beats the brakes off him, bro. I'm talking about bloods him up. Come on, man. Yeah, bro. Honestly, like, I don't want them to put Phoenix and Penta together, man. And I love them, bro. The Lucha brothers are so cold. Ray Phoenix is actually my favorite Lucha currently. But, no, we don't want that, man. Of course, Heel Truth was a G, bro. Yeah, man. Do you see WWE wanting new writers? Have you looked into it for yourself, Savage? Nah, the last time I looked into it was on, if you go onto like the WWE website, if you go down to like careers, it says like writer at the bottom, but honestly, I don't know how to do it because they don't allow it to be remote, innit? They don't allow it to do the work remotely. So I'd have to go and work at Stanford, Connecticut, bro, and I ain't leaving England to go and work in there, blood. I don't give a damn how good the job is, bro. Stanford, Connecticut, brother. No. No. But I'll tell you what I will do. What I would do is if there's local companies and stuff like that, or Progress Wrestling, or like the indie shows, and actually no, there's no point because indie shows don't really do storylines today. I would like to do it, man. It would be fun. It would be fun. I wouldn't like to have my own promotion, but I would like to, like, if somebody just gave me some talent to book, I think that would be pretty cool. And I'd like to try it out just to see how hard it is as well. Like, is it as, because I try not to make it sound too simple, because all I'm doing is giving an overview of what should happen. But I know there's all the intricacies, and you have to take into account the timing and the time of your match and the advertising time and stuff like that. But that's not really for me. That's for like the person running the show, like who's structuring the show. All I really want to do is write a story, and then you weave that in between, man. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just do some creative writing. If I did a, maybe I'll take like what 4 main. What would we say? A nice. What do you guys think is a nice range story? Like what time limit? You think about 4 months? I think you can get a good story out of 3 months in it, like a short story, a start, middle, and end, and you can probably get 3 matches in within there in it. Or I could do the 6 months. I could do like the lead up to WrestleMania. Yeah, maybe I could do Royal Rumble just before Royal Rumble up to Mania, because I need to know what pay-per-views are in between so I can book properly. And then I'll try and write it up. And then what I will do is, instead of doing it as a video, unless I'll get some AI to do the voiceover, I'll just post it and let you guys read it. And to see if it's shit or not. If it's shit, then it's shit. It's fine. But at the moment, it's not very hard to do better than what these lot are doing, because it's just repeating the same thing every week and hoping for the best. And the one thing I will say, because I'm a businessman, it's very easy to repeat with these fans, bro, because they will diss the show and pay £10,000 for a ticket. Oh yeah, do it on 2K. That's not a bad idea. I got 2K25 next to me on my son's computer, so I don't have my PC anymore. I've just got the MacBook. So if I got, you know what? It's not a bad shout. There's a thing called Live. I was an ambassador for them before. A thing called like Lightstream, and you can like stream directly from your Xbox or PlayStation to the internet. And I think they've added YouTube on there now, so that'll be a good look. But 4 months is a decent few. 6 months is more intense. 1 length of breaks and going like Roman not being there. Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, if I'm fancy booking, I don't have to book any time off unless somebody gets injured or something. So what I'm gonna do, I might just go and watch some wrestling over the next couple of days. Like I watch it all the time anyway, and pick like some of my favorite storylines. See, because the stuff that are memorable to us. Like, people don't understand how great the Bloodline storyline is. We've not had a storyline that long before. Like, I'm being deadly serious. Like, people think we have. The stuff that were storylines and they finished, and then somebody picked them back up later on and pretended like, oh, this is long term. That's what everyone's favorite thing to stay on the internet now is long term storytelling. I'm like, it's not long term storytelling. The story finished, and you picked up after. It's like saying, the Incredible Hulk. And then Captain America and the one what just came out. It's long-term storytelling. It's not. Because when they wrote Hulk, they didn't have Captain America in mind. Long-term storytelling is when you have an end, a very long far, like it's a long end goal, and you're trying to work towards that. But you write this first, and you always know you're going towards it. It's not long-term storytelling if John Cena tonight comes out with his banner above his head like it's ECW 2006. It's not long-term storytelling. He didn't know he was going to do that up until this week. So, I hear what Anna's saying though. But yeah, the Bloodline is actually, to keep us at, even though the Bloodline storyline's 4 lines, if I'm fair, I think the Bloodline storyline peaked about 3 years. I think about 3 years in storyline. Because I think after the Sami Zayn thing, the following year, once Cody was going to get his rematch, for that year, Roman didn't turn up as much. And it was just Cody fighting. Remember, Cody had the tag team titles and stuff within that time, so yeah. Dude, honestly, I'm not one of these. I can tell the truth. I really like the Authority storyline. I know a lot of people were pissed with it, but I liked it. I like the whole thing with Dolph Ziggler and the Survivor Series team, and then what you just said when Sting came in. And because remember, if Dolph had lost and that, they would all lose their job in it, and the lights went off, and I thought that was pretty cool. Dolph Ziggler, man, unsung hero, one of the most underrated. He used to make everyone look good in the ring, man. But yeah, it's worth a shout. I'll be honest with you guys. I told you this before, man. Like this YouTube thing, unless I fall into the category of just saying shit for the sake of it, it's getting a bit harder to do. Not in terms of like being lazy, but it's getting harder to try and put like enticing things out because wrestling's not good. So like I don't like doing streams like this where I'm moaning about wrestling all the time. But if I don't moan about it, I can't just find positives in everything because it's rubbish. Like that, it's actually rubbish. And every time I say stuff, I actually want to be wrong in it. So when I made that joke last week and the week before about Tiffany, and all you just like were laughing, I wanted to be wrong. But then it's like WWE said, "Oh, that Savage guy, he's got a point. Let's put her against Charlotte. We'll show him." And she got murdered. Yeah, I know no one wants to admit it because it was Charlotte. It was a burial, bro. It's a buried alive match, bro. The quick time. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Man. So I'm always game for ideas and stuff like that. But you like have to understand one thing, innit? Like, it's still a business I'm running on YouTube. So as you can give me like these obscure ideas and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, if I don't care like that, but people ain't gonna watch it, it ends up being a waste of my time. At least let me make the views up to what, you know what I mean? Even if I break even on it, because I'm putting time into it when I could be, training people and stuff like that and do my other work. But I don't know on my channel if they've added it yet. They put the beta out because I had a meeting last week, but there's a YouTube like group community now, and they're putting the beta out on a lot of people's channels, so you can actually have conversation with each other in there, and not just me. It's almost like Discord, but on YouTube. So that should be pretty cool. And maybe that would be a good place for you guys to put ideas for each other and stuff as well, and share ideas and share like if people are coming to the town and tickets and all that. That would be a good, like, nice community thing to have for the future. But I'm gonna head out. I've done longer than I want to do. I want to do an hour, but it's all good. But I hope all you guys are well. I hope all you're taking care of yourself, staying hydrated, and getting some kind of exercise in. Maybe I don't know, maybe going for walks and that. But just do something, drink water, and go for walks, innit? Yeah, Anna. The thing is, like, you know me, innit? Like I don't really mince my words on that, but I've been on YouTube a long time, and I've done over 1,700 videos or something like that. And the first 1,000 of them are free, innit? They're 100% free. So I feel like if I put 1,000 hours, it's not even 1,000 hours, it's 1,000 videos. So if I put over 10,000 hours in something or something like that, come on, man. Yeah, I mean, just break even and do it regular. But I'm not talking to you guys in particular in the chat, because you lot will be the ones that watch it. But I'm just saying, for ideas, if you make them too obscure, they're not really going to get much views. You guys will like it, and I'll have, a couple of views on there. But for me, making the video and editing and putting the thumbnails together and all that stuff and taking time out, I mean, but you don't understand anyway. At the end of the day, it's not your job to do that for me. I'm just speaking to you, isn't it? But big up to everyone in the chat. Go and enjoy the rest of your night. Get some sleep and all that business and all that good stuff. Cold business. Right.
Do I have your attention now? Behold, the new face of fear.